All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It is Saturday, August 12th. We clearly got a road game here, so we did a little bit different of a video, I guess. We're going to go through our 3 favorite plays on the day. I also have a lean that I'm going to throw in there as well, but we're not going to go through the entire slate like we like to do when we are home. But yeah, hopefully you guys don't mind the abbreviated video. You are going to get final plays in this, but we're just not going to go through the entire slate just due to obviously not having the setup, not having the time, and that type of thing. So please excuse any sort of, background or even the microphone. I know that this looks great, but I don't know about all that. So hopefully you guys do enjoy the video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're grinding, even putting in vacation hours here, right? But nonetheless, yesterday we coming off of a 3-1 night. The Nationals and Braves both cash on the money line. We had the Orioles in Seattle over, that cashes as well. The only loss we took was the Pirates, and I watched that and I'm like, why are you betting the Pirates, dude? Why are you betting the Pirates? So that was our only loss on the night. We will take a 3-1 night any day of the week, right? Right? Check out the Fade Me store, fademe.store. That link is in the pinned comment and the description as well. But like I said, I got 2 money line plays here. I have a total lean, and then I have a player prop. The 3, the 2 money lines and the player prop are final plays. Keep an eye on the pinned comment to see if we end up pulling the trigger on this total, but we will jump into it in the video here. So yeah, hope you guys do appreciate that we're still making the video, even though it's not going to be the quality that I like to get to, right? So hopefully it's up to par enough. But let's jump to the Kansas City and St. Louis game, because that is where our first play is going to be. And we're looking at St. Louis on the money line here. Now, a couple different reasons for this. I think you have decent odds, right around minus 150 over on FanDuel. Yes, it's a little bit of juice, but I think that St. Louis pulls it out today. They lose yesterday 12-8, but Kansas City had gotten up 9-0 after 2 innings. So St. Louis had to kind of claw back and obviously make that somewhat of a game anyways. But if they don't have, Royals don't have that massive start to the game, they don't win that game. And you have Steven Matz on the mound for the Cardinals, and I can't believe that these words are about to come out of my mouth, but Steven Matz has been dealing 1.2 ERA over his last 5 games. In his last 3, like I took a double take when I read this. Last 3 starts, 0.5 ERA with a 0.94 whip. Who is Steven Matz? Who are you, and what have you done with Steven Matz? So he has been dealing, and he's going up against a Kansas City team that doesn't necessarily bat lefties all that well. 243 on the season, only 2.8 hits per game, 0.3 home runs per game, and 4 runs per 9, with an on-base percentage of just over 300, right? So not all that great, mediocre at best. Now, if you look at their recent games, they have been batting lefties better, which I guess I got to give credit where it is due a little bit, but I don't believe in that run that Kansas City went on, right? And I've said that before. They obviously won a bunch of games in a row and yada, 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 so I don't really want to put too much weight into that happening. I'm more willing to look at Steven Matz and say, okay, continue to do what you're doing. Even if you don't, sniff what you've done in the last 3 games, you have a decent game today, and I think St. Louis is the better team enough. They're not great, but they're damn sure the better team. They're a better team enough to be able to beat this Royals team on the money line here. And even if it gets to the bullpen here, the available bullpen for the Cardinals here is right around a 3.9. You're looking at a bullpen that both have not been trending in the right direction, and their available bullpen today from the ERA perspective, not looking out that great for the Royals. So last 3, a 9.15 ERA. They don't have a bullpen. 1.78 whip. And if you look at the available season statistics here too, so who's available today? 6.24 ERA with a 1.63 whip. So I really don't like what I'm seeing from that bullpen. And honestly, you don't really love what you're seeing altogether from Kansas City, but I'm going to contradict myself real quick and roll into the lean of the total that I like today, and that is the under 10. So like I said, it kind of contradicts what I'm saying with Kansas City. He doesn't have the pitching, doesn't have the bullpen, but 10 runs is still a lot here. And if you look at these two teams, right, they're not built for a lot of runs, and they haven't been scoring a lot of runs as of late. Now, St. Louis had to pull out a bunch of runs out of their you-know-what to beat Tampa Bay, so fine. I'll give them that. I'll give them momentum. That's why St. Louis is our main play in this game, the money line, right? But Kansas City, that offense really isn't there. They'll go off and have a big night just like last night, but odds are they're going to go out there and probably score under 4 runs. Just like on the entire season here, they're averaging 3.9 runs for, okay? So if you have Steven Matz that's going to suppress this Royals offense, and then you have a bullpen for the Cardinals that is honestly been pretty sufficient as of late, right? It's like that bullpen that would suffice for a lot of teams would take that bullpen right now. Who knows how long it lasts, but over the last 5 games, decent, right? Decent at worst. So I do think that Kansas City's going to have a tough time scoring today, meaning if the Cardinals can win this one, 5-3, we cash that under easily. So keep an eye on the pinned comment to see if we do end up rolling with the under. That is the only lean in today's video. And I will say too, Cole Ragans out for the pitching for Kansas City today. Only 3 starts on the year, but he has been good as well. His ERA is a 1.2 when starting the season, and then a 1.08 WHIP. So maybe they have a good guy starting the game as well, and this gets off to an under pace right away. So pick number 1 is St. Louis on the money line, and then I lean towards the under 10 runs as well. We move into another money line here. I am looking at the Texas Rangers on the money line for a couple reasons here. They're plus money against a team that they are definitely better than. Now, are they trending better in that direction? Also, yes. They've had their sort of ups and downs in the last, I would say, month and a half, but they still are playing really well in their last 10 games here. They've won 9 of their last 10, and one of the losses was just against the A's, and it was like a throwout game at the end of the series. They bounced back yesterday with a 2-1 win against this Giants team. So give me Texas on the money line here. Again, I like this because they're trending in a better direction, and you're getting them for plus 110 over on FanDuel. So could it be a trap? We sniffed out a couple traps, fell into them yesterday, and a couple of them worked out for us. So maybe traps galore right now, these 2 days here. Maybe traps are good. Probably not, but maybe they're good. Andrew Heaney on the mound for Texas. The team is 4-1 when he does start, which you obviously like to see. And he's been pitching really well. Last 2 starts here, going up against the White Sox and Miami. So I wouldn't say like studs of teams, but good enough to make this feel like a legitimate stat, right? He's pitched 6 innings and 5 2/3 and let up 0 earned runs. Against the White Sox, he had 11 Ks. Now, I'm not saying he's the biggest put-away guy, but the dude's got to be feeling good, right? And he's going up against this San Francisco team that, doesn't really bat lefties all that well. Only 3.7 runs per 9, 240 on the year with a 300 on base percentage and averaging just 3.1 hits against lefties. So though this Texas offense, yes, they're kind of scrounging out wins in non-Texas ways, I do still believe in this offense, and I think that they're going to be able to get to Alex Cobb, who's on the mound for San Francisco today, who he is the opposite of Heaney, right? I would say that he may even be a better pitcher, probably is a better pitcher than Heaney, but he just hasn't been pitching all that great. He's got 2.8 ERA in his last 5, but that is mainly due to the fact that he did have a 6 innings pitched, 0 earned runs game against Oakland. If you took that game away, the dude really hasn't looked all that great. Last 4 starts, or I guess the last 3 starts, if you exclude that 0 run, he pitched 4 1/3, 5 earned runs on 9 hits, right? 6 innings, 3 earned runs on 4 hits, let up 3 homers, though, okay? Then he goes up against Oakland in his most recent start, pitched 5 1/3, 7 hits, 5 earned runs, only 3 strikeouts with 2 home runs. So the dude just hasn't really had it all together. And if we even want to look at 2 years ago, which I'm not big on putting, pitchers versus teams 2 years ago, putting much weight on that, you can still do it, though. He hasn't really looked good against Texas in the past year. Most notably, last time he pitched against them, September 21st, when he was with the Angels, 5 innings pitched, 2 homers let up, 5 earned runs, only 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 7 hits there, averaging 20 pitches per game. So if any of that, again, that's multiple seasons ago. I don't really want to put too much weight into it, but it doesn't hurt to mention, right? In Texas, who some of their weakness, their Achilles heel has been their bullpen much of this season, and the bullpen's actually been fine. They've kind of righted that ship. They have a 3.29 ERA with a 1.04 WHIP right now on the bullpen. So if you flash back to when Texas was blowing those games, they'd get up like 6-2, and then end up blowing it. That was like more towards the beginning of the year, first third-ish of the season, right? They've kind of righted that ship, so I believe in that. I think the hotter team, you're getting plus 110 odds as well. Like, give me the better team, the better offense. The pitcher that is hotter for plus 110 odds smells like a trap, but we might just walk right into it and get ourselves a nice little prize there. And if we move on to our player prop here, I'm not going to break down the player prop because we're saving that for the shorts, the Instagram reels, and the TikTok. Make sure to follow me on TikTok at EvPicks 2.0. But yeah, guys, we're going to just give you this player prop, and then the reasoning and rationale, if you are interested in that, that'll be over on TikTok, probably posting that shortly after this. So keep an eye out for that. If you do want to just follow this blindly, would never recommend it. Again, fade me. But if you do, I'm going to give you the play here. It is going to be Cody Bellinger of the Chicago Cubs here playing the Toronto Blue Jays. We are looking at his over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs for minus 125 over on DraftKings. I like that play today. But again, keep an eye on the TikTok if you do want that reasoning, breakdown, and rationale. But that is all I have for you guys today. Even a shorter video coming out to just about 10 minutes. So thank you guys very much. If you do want to support, make sure to check out the Fade Me brand, guys. Tons of new stuff over there right now, and we're adding more and more and more. And cannot thank you guys enough for that support as of late. Hopefully this sounded okay. Hopefully the background looks okay. I know the forefront looking like a snack. Time that I'd probably end this video. All right. Catch you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out.